up, friends? Hopefully, as you can already tell, this video is supposed to be an informative video about the Force Master class in Blade and Soul. The main purpose of this guide is going to be to help inform newcomers, people that haven't chosen a class or have just made their Force Master, and individuals that are still currently leveling. Now, quick disclaimer before I jump ahead, my Force Master is only level 30. You know, I still have 15 more levels to go. Things can still drastically change. I'm not saying I know everything. I'm just saying that what I know might help somebody else. And hopefully it does. So, jumping right back into it, let's talk about newcomers here. People that haven't played before, people that are, picking the class, people that just picked the class. Why should you pick this class? Why should you keep playing this class? So, this, in my opinion, is the only true ranged class. There is the Summoner, which is essentially the equivalent of a Warlock, as Force Masters are essentially like mages from World of Warcraft, if any of you guys have ever played that before. So I prefer to be the main damage dealer and not a pet. So anyways, I consider this to be the one true ranged spellcasting class. That said, Force Masters have tons of burst damage. They have lots of CC, and they just inherently have a nice, solid kit that's really fun to play with, in my opinion. That said, it's not everyone's cup of tea. I understand that, and if it's not, I'm sorry, but hopefully give it a try. Anyways, for the ongoing and leveling people, the people that are still leveling and looking for some direction because they do enjoy the class but they want to be better, hopefully we can address that for you in just a few seconds. Alright guys, so I do have to quickly apologize. I'm not going to have a whole lot of time to really explain everything in great detail. I might skip over quite a bit of things. Basically, the point of this at this point is to explain my single target build to other players. I think it's a great build for leveling, but again, this is meant for single target pretty much only. There are AoE spells within the build, but those are just base spells, and I don't invest points in them or anything of that nature. So again, single target, boss killing, etc., etc. Being a Force Master, you're going to want to find a way to regenerate your focus reliably and efficiently, because without focus, you can't cast things like Inferno, you can't cast Dragon Char, etc. So, Blazing Palm. This is your bread and butter. That's why they put it on the left mouse button, because they want you to spam the shit out of this button. At its base, it kind of sucks. It's very slow and has very little damage. So tier 1, this is where I put my first point as soon as I was able to spend it. Increases attack speed, great. Tier 2 is a flat damage increase. Can't say anything bad about that. It's definitely a blessing as well. Tier 3 though, this is where you get a little bit tricky. This is where you can differentiate your build a little bit. This one's more AoE based, but for the purposes of single target only, I am taking more attack speed. Tier 4, this one's a bit of a toughie. This is the one that I probably actually have to explain for the purposes of this build. I would go with this one. However, because I prioritize short fuse in my build, having my Ember stacks automatically detonate is actually kind of a problem for me, so I have to leave it behind. This one just does more damage to burn victims, and it stacks double the Ember on burn victims, which is really, really good. Anyways, that's it for Blazing Palm. That is your bread and butter. Spam the living shit out of it. Dragon Char is my second favorite ability. At its base, it costs 5 focus. Tier 1, that drops down to 3 focus, which means you can spam more Dragon Char. Hooray! Second tier can be a little bit difficult. This is more PvP oriented. I have never played with Ice Rain, so I'm not going to touch on that right now, but for single target purposes, we're going to talk about Blazing Beam. This is a target-based spell. This is not ranged as compared to this. This is an AoE spell. It's an AoE ground effect. It means if it doesn't reach the target, it doesn't hit them. It means you waste a Dragon Char. Definitely up to your own prerogative. You do what you will. If you want AoE, this is the way to go. If you want single target damage, it's guaranteed to hit it because it won't be active unless you're in range. Take Blazing Beam. That's what I go for. This one again, no brainer. This is the only place left you can actually go. Same thing like Blazing Palm. You essentially get double the Ember stacks on a burned victim. Alright, so next we go straight into Short Fuse. I don't really play a whole lot with this one. I do go straight for the damage increase. And aside from that, I don't think I really mess around with that. I'm just going to ignore that. I would go with this one, but it increases it from 5-second detonation to 10, which actually messes things up quite considerably. So I'm going to just leave that as it is for right now. And next we're going to go to my actual favorite spell, Inferno. This is my favorite boss hitting spell because it does retarded amounts of damage. I usually only go down 2 for this one. I don't really like the flame orbits. They just essentially do damage to people that hit you. It is nice if you're pulling aggro off people because you're hitting shit early. You can definitely invest in that because that will help you. But this one just lowers down the cooldown from 24 seconds to 18. And this one, let me just actually make sure I'm just doing this correct. Sorry. First one basically reduces the focus cost from 3 to 2, and the second one brings it down from 24 seconds to 18, which means you can spam it a lot more. At this point, you have 4 extra points you can play with. Usually I go directly for this, just because this route allows for you to have some sort of HP Regen if you get low and you don't feel like using a dumpling or a healing potion. Essentially, 30% of the damage it does is recovered as HP, and drain efficiency it's a beautiful thing. This thing will literally regenerate a lot of your HP. Aside from that, I still have 1 point left. I haven't really decided where I want to put it. So again, you know, that's all I really have for right now, guys. I feel like this video is going to be so long anyways. But if you have any questions, please let me know. Again, this is not the best build in the world for whatever it is you want to do. I think it's a good single target build. I think it's a good leveling build. So hopefully it helps you. Hopefully you learned a little bit. Yeah, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like. Do whatever else people usually ask you to do. I'm still new at this, so I'm not going to ask just yet. But hope you enjoyed it, guys. And as always, well, not as always, but yeah. Alright, guys, since I did forget, I do have to quickly go over the rotation. So from start to finish, you're starting with a Blazing Palm, going directly into a Short Fuse, and then Inferno. As soon as the Inferno's burn notice goes up, you're casting Blazing Palm and Blazing Beam, which will give you 5 stacks. Short notice will explode, resetting your Ember stacks, and then you're just spamming Blazing Palm and Blazing Beam. Since both of them aren't on a global cooldown together, you just spam the shit of it. As soon as burn goes down, though, I would start manually clearing all your Ember stacks, and then as soon as your big load comes up, you're rinse and repeating. That's all it is, guys. That's what does a lot of damage.